Hi yogis, welcome to Yin Restorative. This practice is going to be half yin, half restorative. They're quite similar in structure, longer holds. Yin is designed to be positive stress on the body to create space, release tension, whereas restorative is designed to be very little to no stress on the body, again, to release tension. So we're going to kind of combine the two. We're going to start with yin and we're going to end with restorative. We're going to start our practice in a Sphinx pose. You can use a bolster or a prop or anything that you want for this. It's not a requirement, but you can if you ever want to. I'm going to use my bolster for Sphinx pose. You're going to roll onto the chest. I'm going to walk you through the different variations of this pose, but you can either rest your elbows in front of the bolster to put yourself in this position. You can take your elbows on top of the bolster if that feels like it works for you as well. Or you can even rest all the way down onto the chest and just kind of hook the elbows around the front. Choosing the variation that works best for you, we're going to hold this pose for a couple minutes. Take a nice slow deep breath in and a long sigh. And you're going to feel some compression in your low back. You're going to feel a pull through the front line of the body. None of this should be painful, just a little bit uncomfortable. The mantra for yin is that you want to be comfortably uncomfortable. Now, if you find that this pose is serving you, you can just stay in this variation. If you want to put less pressure into the pose, you can get closer down towards the ground, even resting down onto the chest. If you want to get bigger, put more stress into the position, you can either bend into the knees, so the feet lift up just to point up towards the sky, or you can press into the palms. If you rest your palms down onto the ground, straightening out through the arms, you can lift up into a seal pose. This isn't designed for everybody. Not every pose is designed for everybody. And so try it. If it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, then it's not for you. Just because you can't do something today doesn't mean you can't do something. Take just one more breath in this shape. And then if you're using a prop, you're just going to push it out of the way. And as you exhale, you're going to take the elbows down and out and rest all the way down onto the chest. Take a nice slow deep breath in and sigh. And if you need more time in recovery, take as much time as you'd like. In yin, we often call that our rebound, is the space between poses. Whenever you're ready to move, we're going to make our way back into downward facing dog. We're going to extend into swan pose, which is often called pigeon. You're going to draw the right knee towards the right wrist, and you're going to rest down onto the shin. Take that left knee, crawl it a little further back so you have a little bit more space. And then if you want, you can actually use your bolster for this one as well. Again, if you have a bolster, if you're using one. You can use any props really, but you can take props underneath the elbows, or you can even take the bolster at an angle and lay your chest onto this as well. You can put a prop underneath your glutes. You can, anywhere that you feel like you want or need support, you're going to create that space for yourself. And once you've gotten settled, take a nice slow deep breath in and a long sigh. Take one more breath, and then you're going to prop your way back up onto the palms and roll towards the right glutes. Swing the legs around to come onto your seat, and we're going to go into caterpillar pose. Stretching out through the legs. Keep that right leg nice and straight. We're going to get some blood flow in that right leg because it was just bent. You're going to bend into the left knee and drop it open towards the side. So your legs kind of create like almost like a figure four. Put a bend into the right knee, stick your seated bones back behind you, and then you're going to pull the muscles of the glutes back. Lengthen through the spine, And you can even keep the knee bent if you want to, and you're going to lean forward to get a little stretch out of the hamstrings. You don't have to go very far into this, you'll probably feel it really quickly. If you want, you can use your bolster or again a prop for this. You can rest elbows onto it or your forehead onto it or just anywhere you want to go. I have pretty long hamstrings. I get good flexibility in my hamstrings, but I find that I start to feel the stretch around here. And so I don't feel the need to pull much further. Don't be shy to make the poses a little bit more passive if you find like you want to or need to. And wherever you are, take a nice slow deep breath in and a long sigh. And do that again. Slow inhale and sigh. So take just one more breath here. And then as you inhale, you're going to slowly start to draw your way back up. Use the core for stability. Awesome. Give your legs a little shake out. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to meet back in a downward facing dog. We're going to switch sides in our swan and caterpillar. So walk the legs out from your downward facing dog. And then you're going to draw that left knee forward into swan on the other side. Left knee towards the left wrist, resting down onto the shin. Walk that right knee a little further back. Set yourself up so that you feel supported and you can feel that positive stress. Make sure your knees are happy, make sure your ankles are happy. Sometimes just pulling the foot closer in towards the pelvis is going to get rid of tension from the knee, but it keeps the rotation in the hip. Take just one more breath here. And you're going to start to make your way back up. Roll over towards those left glutes. Swing the legs around to come onto your seat. And then again, we're going to go caterpillar on the other side. Keeping the left leg straight, you're going to bend the right knee, scoop that foot in towards the inner thigh. Put a bend into that left knee, stick the seated bones back. Pull the muscles of the glutes back, if you have the space. And then you can keep this knee bent or straighten it out. It doesn't matter, I promise. Lengthen through the spine, think heart towards the toes. And take a nice slow deep breath in and sigh. Take just one more breath from here. Use the core, help pull the spine back up nice and tall, and then unravel the legs, give them a little shake up. From here, we're going to transition into our restorative part of the practice. You're going to take your bolster and you're going to stick it towards the bottom of the mat, parallel to your mat. You're going to roll onto the belly so that when you land on your belly, your bolster is on the right side of your body. From here, you're going to start to lift the right leg up and you're going to rest the inside of the right leg onto the bolster. You're going to figure out how high or low you want it to be. It deeply depends on your comfort level. So the leg can be higher or lower, going into alligator pose. From here, you can either rest down onto the chest or you can even use your left arm like a pillow if you want to as well. But you're just going to get yourself into a position where you're just resting on the belly. There's very little, if any, pressure onto the hips. It's a little opening up to the hips and into the back, but it should be very comfortable. We're going to be here for a couple minutes. Take just 2 more breaths in this shape. And you're going to straighten out through the right leg and just relax down onto the chest for a couple breaths. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to start to switch sides in your alligator. There's not really a graceful way for you to transfer the bolster to the other side, so just get it there however you can. Take 2 more breaths in this shape. And then from here, you're just going to roll onto your back. So leaving the bolster where it is, you're just going to flip over onto your spine. From here, you're going to keep the knees bent, soles of the feet onto the ground. You're going to take your bolster and scooch it underneath your glutes. That's it. From here, you're going to lift your hips up, anchor the tailbone down, and then drop the glutes back down onto the bolster. Again, if you don't have a bolster, a block, a pillow, anything that's going to help elevate your hips. That's all you want. You can stay in this variation. This elevation of the hips above the heart is fantastic for regaining energy into the body. However, if you'd like, you can also take the legs out into a butterfly, so soles of the feet come together, knees drop open, or you can start to crawl the legs away, straighten them out, and rest them down onto the ground for an extended bridge pose. Whatever variation feels like it serves you, that's the one that you're going to do. Arms can be in any expression. You're going to take a nice slow deep breath in and a long sigh. Take just one more deep breath from here. Long exhale. From here, you're going to start to take the soles of the feet back down towards the ground. Lift the hips up whenever you feel stable enough to do so. Push that bolster down so that it's sitting underneath the knees. You can either, again, drop the legs out into butterfly, or you can straighten them out. We're going to rest down into your Shavasana. Arms can make any expression. You can rest them on the belly, your arms out to the side. Take a nice slow deep breath in and sigh. Allow the body to surrender into this shape. Allow yourself to release. Stay in your Shavasana for as long as you feel like this pose serves you. Whenever you feel ready to move, do so at your own pace. Thank you so much for coming to share your practice and your energy, coming to your mat and joining me here. And have a beautiful day. Namaste.